What's up everyone, welcome back to Lace Up Channel. My name's Mickey. In today's video, we're going to cover the 5 signs why you, yes you Johnny, you need to sell your business. Ooh, I know this is about to get controversial, you're about to get pissed off. Well listen, if you're doing any of these 5 things, and it's time, to cut the cord, baby. It's time to sell the business or put it up for sale because you should move on to do other things. Anyways, let's get right into it. So if it's any one of these things individually or a combination of these things together, I think that you should really consider getting rid of the business. Number 1, you only work 40 hours a week. Ooh, this is gonna piss some of you guys off. It's gonna trigger some of you down in the comments. I need work-life balance. Listen, in every business is a competition. Your industry is a competition. All of your competitors are out to get your customers. And I can promise you, if you're only working 40 hours a week, someone out there is outworking you. Whether they're working 50, 60, 80 hours, they're putting in more time trying to figure out how they can put you out of business. Which means the moment that you go from investing, those long nights, those weekend hours, that time to actually make your business grow, if that's now become 40 hours, that means that there is something wrong. That means at the heart of the business, the person that was pushing the business forward is now focused on something else. Now, at times this is okay. It's okay when you've been responsible enough to put someone in place that's not only more talented than you, but more able to grow and scale the business. But if you haven't, and you've cut your work hours back, well, it's time to get rid of the business because the business will suffer. Over time, you will lose customers to competition, and inevitably, you will be left with a business that's worth drastically less than it is right now. The second sign that you need to sell your business is when you think more about other ideas than your business itself. Now, I'm very culpable of this, At times, I've got all these ideas and everything that I want to accomplish, and I look around, and I'm sitting in this office talking about warehouse management systems. I'm like, what the f*** am I doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure this happens to you. Like, you start thinking about what's possible and what you can build and everything, but the problem is, initially, those ideas are fleeting. It gets to the point, though, where those ideas become consuming. They consume your every thought. They consume your every impulse, and everything you want to do is everything but be at your office, but deal with the problems with your employees and with your customers. And when you become consumed with everything else but, it's time to sell your damn business. Number 3, you are working for cash only. Now you're like, Mickey, we all work for money. Shit, Johnny, I know, I do too. I work for money.
I'm ready for me money.
But look, when your mind defaults to only collecting a paycheck, not to a bigger, overarching goal, there's something drastically wrong with what you're doing. Honestly, I'm not, the wealthiest person by any stretch of the imagination, but I've been pretty successful at what I do. And I can tell you that anytime I've focused on a number, I've hit it. But I failed to actually hit the bigger picture. The bigger picture, whether it be disrupting an industry, whether it be to make something so good that people are forced to throw money at your face. When I just go after money, I completely neglect those other things. And the irony of it is, anytime I'm just thinking about money, I'm actually hurting my business long term. Why is it that the best businesses in the world don't make any money up front? Well, it's because they invest all of their money into the business to grow the business, to make the products better, to actually go after a big goal. And when your goal becomes, I want to make 10,000 a month, well, you're going to hit that goal. You're going to make 10,000. But you know what? You're never going to make a million. You're never going to become, a business that actually changes something, that disrupts an industry, that takes something by the scruff of its neck and shakes it and actually disturbs something and upsets the status quo in your niche. You'll never be that person, and as a result, your reward will never be as high as it should be. Instead, it'll be as high as you set in your mind. So, anytime you're thinking about only the money, that's a time it's to sell your business. Number 4, and this is arguably the most important point of it all, you're not innovating for the future. You're more concerned about going to work, passing the day, collecting a paycheck, dealing with problems to keep your customers afloat, Kind of like, a very, very, very messy, like snowball just going downhill, swerving like this. Really, it's got no direction. It's just going downhill because of inertia, but it's not really doing anything without any focus. It's not doing anything without a target for the future. If you're not innovating for the future, if you're not building something for 5 years from now, you have to think that your competition is, which means if they are and you're not, over time, the value of both of your businesses will diverge and inevitably yours will go down and they will capture your customers and long term they will win. If you want to have a business that's around 20 or 30 years from now, you need to work for something in the future. If you're just sitting there cash flowing like a lazy pig, sitting there at your desk waiting for the check to come in, well, I could tell you something. The moment you don't innovate is the moment that you die, and it's time before you die to give the business to someone that will innovate. Last but not least, reason number 5 why you should sell your business is when you and your founders don't see eye to eye. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this. As a matter of fact, I've experienced it personally on occasion in the past. When you've got other business partners, things happen in your life. Whether it's you've got different ages, or you've got different interests, or different passions, or you want to pursue different things. Over time, these things change, and you have to evolve as individuals, and inevitably, those interests diverge. And when you start not seeing eye to eye, that means that you start doing things at the expense of your business to push your own agenda or your own interests. And this isn't something that's negative, or it's not something that should be frowned upon. It's something that happens and is completely natural. But instead of ignoring it and doing it anyways, what you should do is identify it and, do something about it. Sell the damn business so you can pursue those things versus wanting to pursue those things whilst hurting your business. Yes, it's normal for the interests of 3 or 4 or 5 people to go in completely different directions. And that's what's going to happen in every single business that you build. That's why you're not a dictator. You're part of a committee of individuals that makes all the decisions collectively. And when you have that, the framework for making those decisions will vary heavily from one individual to the next, which means that when this framework varies, inevitably you're going to have conflict and inevitably you're going to need to sell. So if you're not seeing eye to eye with your business partners, go ahead and put your business up for sale. So anyways, I wanted to make this video to kind of help you see the things that you're going through. Sometimes we live day to day just kind of living, kind of doing this job, growing a business that you don't want to grow anymore, but nobody actually tells you the truth. Maybe it's time to actually sell your business. If you're experiencing any of these things, like these things weigh on you mentally and emotionally, and inevitably they make you depressed when you don't address them directly. These 5 points, if they're a factor in your life or in your determination, really consider putting that thing up for sale. If your partners don't want to sell, go find somebody that'll buy out your piece or sell them your piece. Just get out. It is just a food for thought, word of advice type of video. Hopefully it helped you kind of identify your problems and understand that it's not normal to feel how you're feeling. Go sell your business, make a bunch of money, go make it rain. You know how Lil Wayne and Fat Joe say. And apart from that, go down below. Give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, give me a little comment, And I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care.